You probably heard 1,000 times. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and you'll succeed. But here's the brutal truth. Motivation is dead. Motivation is a spark. It's exciting, powerful, but fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. One day you wake up ready to conquer the world, and the next day, nothing. Motivation doesn't show up when deadlines loom, bills pile up, or life hits you with its hardest punches. And if you rely on it, you will fail over and over again. The real game changer, the thing that separates winners from everyone else, isn't motivation. It's discipline. Discipline is not flashy. It doesn't give you butterflies in your stomach or goosebumps while listening to a motivational speech. Discipline doesn't care if you feel like doing it or not. Discipline is the engine that keeps running when the motivation dies. Think about it. When you were a kid, did you only go to school because you were motivated? No, you went because it was a routine. You did your homework not because you were inspired, but because you had to. That's discipline in action. Now imagine applying that same mindset to your goals as an adult. That's how real success is built. Not by waiting for motivation to strike, but by showing up day in and day out. No excuses. Here's the problem with motivation. It's an emotional high. It makes you feel good, but feelings are unreliable. They're like clouds. Here one moment, gone the next. You wake up feeling pumped and unstoppable, but by noon, your energy is gone. Suddenly, that workout seems optional. That task feels tedious. That goal seems distant. If you've been riding motivation alone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You start strong and then fade. And that's why most people never finish what they start. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. It doesn't wait for inspiration. It's the bridge between your goals and reality. Discipline is doing what you know needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up at 5 a.m. to work on your dream project while the world sleeps. It's grinding consistently over weeks, months, and years. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is fire. Steady, relentless, unstoppable. Let's be clear. I'm not saying motivation is useless. It's beautiful in its place. Motivation can get you started. Motivation can light that first match. But if you want long-term success, if you want results that last, you need discipline as your backbone. Motivation will start the engine, but discipline drives the car. And cars don't move far without a driver. They stall. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Discipline is freedom. I know it sounds backwards. People think discipline is restrictive, boring, and painful. But real discipline frees you from chaos. It frees you from procrastination. It frees you from waiting for the right moment. When you are disciplined, you control your time, your energy, and your actions. You don't depend on luck, talent, or fleeting inspiration. You create your own luck. You become unstoppable because your actions are no longer dictated by how you feel. They are dictated by what needs to get done. You want to know the difference between average people and high achievers? Average people wait for motivation. High achievers cultivate discipline. They don't ask, "Do I feel like it today?" They ask, "What must I do today to get closer to my goal?" And then they do it every single day, rain or shine, tired or energetic, motivated or not. That's how legacies are built. That's how you go from dreaming to achieving. Now, here's the harsh reality. If you're still chasing motivation, you're chasing a ghost. Motivation will fail you. It's unreliable. But discipline never fails. Discipline is consistent. It doesn't take a day off. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care about excuses. It's patient, silent, and deadly effective. So, how do you build discipline? You start small. You start by creating routines and habits that you stick to no matter what. You commit to showing up even on days when it hurts. You eliminate distractions and excuses. You understand that discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Discipline grows when you push yourself to do what's hard today, so tomorrow is easier. Discipline is about mastering yourself. Mastering your time, your focus, your energy, and your actions. You train your mind to act regardless of your emotions. You learn to love the process, not just the results. Motivation may excite you, but discipline molds you into someone who gets things done. Remember this. The world doesn't reward motivation. It rewards results. And results come from discipline, not desire. Desire is passive. Discipline is active. Desire dreams. Discipline executes. Desire hopes. Discipline delivers. So, stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping for inspiration to carry you through the day. It won't. It never will. Start building discipline. Build routines. Commit to them and hold yourself accountable. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Keep going even when you're exhausted. Because one day, all that discipline compounds, and suddenly, your dreams aren't dreams anymore. They're your reality. Motivation is dead. Discipline is everything. And if you take this message seriously, if you commit to discipline as your foundation, nothing will ever be able to stop you. You might be thinking, discipline sounds great, but how do I actually develop it? Let me tell you something. It's not about sudden bursts of willpower. Discipline isn't built in a day, a week, or even a month. It's forged like steel, through small, consistent actions repeated relentlessly over time. Every successful person you admire didn't wake up one morning fully disciplined. They started small. They started imperfect. But they started and they didn't stop. Let's break this down. Discipline begins with habits. Habits are the building blocks of your success. Want to be healthier? Discipline isn't just doing one workout. It's creating a habit of moving your body every single day. Want to get better at your craft? Discipline isn't waiting to feel like practicing. It's showing up every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Habits compound. They build momentum. They turn the impossible into the inevitable. Here's the harsh reality most people ignore. Life will always test you. The alarm will ring. The emails will flood in. The bills will pile up. And your energy will dwindle. Motivation will fail at this point. It always does. You'll feel tired. You'll feel lazy. You'll feel like quitting. This is when discipline steps in. Discipline shows up when the world doesn't. Discipline does the work while motivation sits on the sidelines, cheering you on but not taking action. Accountability is another weapon in your discipline arsenal. When you hold yourself accountable, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop making excuses. You acknowledge that your results are your responsibility, no one else's. High achievers know this. They don't wait for someone to remind them or inspire them. They set standards for themselves, and they follow through day after day. This is the secret most people overlook. Discipline is freedom because it puts you in control. Now, let's talk about consistency. You can have the best plan in the world, the strongest motivation in the world, but without consistency, it's useless. Consistency is doing the work even when you're tired, even when you're sick, even when life gets in the way. Consistency is showing up for yourself when no one else does. And here's the thing, discipline is nothing without consistency. You can be disciplined once, twice, even 5 times, but if you don't repeat it, you'll never see results. The magic happens when you refuse to quit, no matter the obstacles. Some people try to cheat the system. They wait for perfect conditions or the right time. Let me be clear. There is no perfect time. Life will always throw challenges at you. Discipline means acting despite the chaos, despite the discomfort, despite the fear. It means committing to progress even when it's inconvenient. And let me tell you something. Discomfort is temporary, but regret is forever. Another powerful tool in building discipline is self-awareness. You need to know your weaknesses, your temptations, and your triggers. What makes you procrastinate? What makes you skip workouts, ignore your goals, or waste your time? Identify it, confront it, and create a system to overcome it. Discipline isn't just about brute force. It's about smart action. It's about designing your environment so that success is easier than failure. One of the most important things to understand about discipline is this. It doesn't feel good all the time. In fact, most of the time, it's uncomfortable. It's easy to stay in bed, scroll social media, binge watch shows, or complain about how hard life is. But that comfort is temporary, and it comes at a cost. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you delay your success, weaken your character, and move further from your dreams. The question is simple. Do you want temporary comfort, or do you want permanent results? Let's make this practical. Start with small, non-negotiable actions. Wake up at the same time every day. Exercise for 20 minutes. Write 500 words. Read 30 minutes. Whatever your goal is, break it down into consistent daily actions and commit to them. No excuses. Then escalate. Increase intensity. Push harder. Discipline grows as you challenge yourself. The bigger the challenge, the stronger the discipline. The stronger the discipline, the greater your results. And remember, discipline isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. You will fail, you will slip, you will miss a day. But discipline is about getting back up immediately. It's about refusing to let one failure become a pattern. It's about resilience, grit, and relentless action. Motivation might feel like a roller coaster of highs and lows, but discipline is steady. It is your anchor in the storm. Here's the final truth. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a lifestyle. You cannot depend on a mood to create the life you want. You cannot rely on excitement to pay your bills, grow your skills, or reach your goals. Only discipline can do that. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, artist, and leader knows this. They didn't get there by waiting to feel like it. They got there by showing up, doing the work, and refusing to quit. So let this be your wake-up call. Stop chasing fleeting motivation. Stop waiting for inspiration to magically appear. Build discipline. Make it your habit, your routine, your backbone. Wake up early, work hard, push through discomfort, stay consistent, and hold yourself accountable. Do the work even when it hurts, even when you're tired, even when you'd rather quit. Because one day, all that discipline will pay off, and you'll look back wondering why you ever relied on motivation at all. Discipline doesn't just change your day. It changes your life. Motivation dies, but discipline lasts forever. Start now. Start today. And never, ever stop. By now, you should understand one undeniable fact. Motivation is unreliable, but discipline is unstoppable. But let's dig even deeper, because discipline isn't just about action. It's about mindset. It's about training your brain to execute, even when it wants to quit. Most people think discipline is all about forcing yourself to do hard things. That's partially true, but the bigger truth is this. Discipline is about building a mental framework where doing what needs to be done becomes natural, automatic, and inevitable. Think about the people you admire, the successful athletes, entrepreneurs, or creators. They don't rely on feeling inspired every day. They don't wake up with a surge of motivation and magically create results. They've conditioned themselves to act consistently, regardless of mood, energy, or circumstance. That's a secret the world rarely talks about. Discipline is more about brain training than brute force. How do you train your brain for discipline? Start by controlling your environment. Remove temptations. Remove distractions. Make it easier to do what's productive and harder to do what's destructive. If you're serious about writing, create a dedicated space free from social media and noise. If you're serious about fitness, set up your gym clothes the night before. If you want to work smarter, block time for deep work and eliminate interruptions. Discipline thrives when your environment supports it. Next, embrace tiny wins. Discipline doesn't always start with massive actions. It starts with small victories that reinforce your identity. Want to be disciplined? Then show yourself that you are. Make your bed every morning. Send that email you've been procrastinating. Do one extra push-up. These small actions may seem insignificant, but they accumulate. They build momentum. And momentum fuels discipline. Every small win whispers to your brain, I'm capable. I can do this. I'm someone who follows through. Now, here's something most people fail to realize. Discipline requires sacrifice. If you want freedom, wealth, health, or mastery, you must give up the things that are holding you back. You must say no to distractions, to procrastination, to comfort. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are choosing short-term pleasure over long-term results. And while comfort feels good today, it will cost you tomorrow. Discipline is the price you pay for freedom, and it's worth every second. Another powerful principle of discipline is delayed gratification. Motivation thrives on instant rewards, likes, praise, or the thrill of starting something new. Discipline thrives on patience. It understands that real results take time. Discipline sacrifices short-term pleasure for long-term gain. Every hour you spend practicing, studying, working, or grinding may not feel exciting, but one day, all that effort compounds into massive success. Delayed gratification is the ultimate test of discipline, and the ultimate differentiator between those who dream and those who achieve. You also need resilience. Life is messy. Motivation doesn't last through setbacks. Motivation doesn't survive failure, criticism, or rejection, but discipline does. Discipline carries you through the storms. Discipline keeps you moving forward when every bone in your body wants to quit. It's about showing up, not just on good days, but on the days you feel like giving up. That's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Let's be honest. It's tempting to wait for motivation, to wait for the perfect moment, to wait until you feel ready. But here's the reality. There is no perfect moment. There is no magic feeling that will carry you to your dreams. Waiting for motivation is a trap. It's a lie your mind tells you, so you can avoid doing the hard work. Discipline doesn't wait. Discipline acts. Discipline doesn't hesitate. Discipline executes. And here's the beautiful part. Discipline is empowering. When you become disciplined, you no longer rely on external forces, motivation, luck, or approval to drive your life. You become your own engine. You control your actions, your time, and your outcomes. Discipline turns chaos into order, confusion into clarity, and procrastination into progress. It transforms you into someone unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable. Let's get practical. Start today by creating one non-negotiable habit that aligns with your biggest goal. Commit to it every single day, no matter what. Wake up early. Work on your craft. Write, read, train, or learn. Whatever pushes you closer to your dream. Repeat it daily. Protect it. Prioritize it above comfort, above distractions, above excuses. That's the essence of discipline. That's what builds champions. Remember this. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is a flame. Sparks fade. Flames endure. Sparks excite. Flames consume. Motivation can start your journey, but discipline is what carries you across the finish line. Every time you act despite feeling tired, lazy, or unmotivated, you are strengthening your discipline muscle. Every time you follow through, even when it hurts, you are leveling up your life. So, stop waiting for motivation. Stop blaming your mood. Stop hoping someone or something will push you forward. Motivation is dead. Discipline is everything. Make discipline your backbone, your habit, your identity. Show up every day. Take action relentlessly. Embrace discomfort. Fight procrastination. Delay gratification. Build momentum. And never, ever quit. Discipline doesn't just change your results. It changes your life. Start building it now. Today. Because the world doesn't care about your motivation. The world only respects results. And results come from one thing. Discipline. This is where it all comes together. You've learned that motivation is fleeting, unreliable, and often disappears when you need it most. You've seen that discipline is the real driver of success, the engine that keeps running when everything else fails. But now it's time for the final truth. Discipline isn't just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the person capable of achieving them. Discipline shapes your character. It builds resilience, grit, and integrity. It teaches you to show up when no one is watching, to push through when the world seems against you, and keep going even when every part of you wants to quit. That's what separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers wait for motivation. Doers cultivate discipline. And doers get results. Here's the reality most people ignore. Life is not fair. You will face setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. Motivation will never save you in those moments. It will vanish the second life gets tough. Discipline will carry you. Discipline is your anchor when chaos surrounds you. Discipline is the reason people succeed when others fail. Discipline is what allows you to rise again after every fall, stronger than before. Discipline is freedom. It may seem paradoxical, but it's true. By committing to disciplined action, you free yourself from the chains of procrastination, excuses, and inconsistency. You no longer rely on fleeting feelings, outside validation, or luck. You rely on yourself, your habits, and your unbreakable commitment to progress. That is power. That is control. That is freedom. So what do you do now? Start small. Commit to one action today that your future self will thank you for. Wake up earlier. Work harder. Focus deeper. Push past the discomfort. Then do it again tomorrow. And the next day, And the day after that, discipline compounds. Habits stack. Momentum builds. Every small, consistent action adds up to massive results. Remember, motivation is a spark. Discipline is a flame. Sparks fade. Flames endure. Sparks excite. Flames consume. Your journey won't always feel easy, and that's the point. Comfort never creates greatness. Discipline, consistency, and relentless action create greatness. Your life is not shaped by fleeting inspiration. It's shaped by what you do consistently, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Motivation will fail you, but discipline will never, ever fail. Make discipline your habit. Make discipline your identity. Make discipline your way of life. Show up, take action, and refuse to quit. Because here's the final truth. Motivation is dead. Discipline is everything. And if you live by that principle, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you.